Then I see your channel again to see what thumbnail like for today. Family eat today. Just wanted to throw that out there. Hello everybody, and today we're going to be talking about how people actually responded to Flamingo calling them out. Now, as you may know, Flamingo has called out YouTubers that were stealing his thumbnail ideas and just stealing basically the entire concept of his thumbnail, and these people are millionaires, so they shouldn't really be doing this. However, one of them finally responded. Now, this is actually pretty crazy because usually they never respond and they just ignore the entire situation because they're inside of a different language or they purely just don't care. But let's go ahead and take you up to speed of what happened before, and then I'll go ahead and show you his response to Flamingo calling him out. So this has been going on for like a long time. Different YouTubers have been stealing from Flamingo and Dennis, so they both decided to call out the YouTubers that are stealing from them. So they both did it, and eventually nothing happened and nobody actually stopped copying them, so they did it again the next year. Albert/Flamingo said, can Roblox YouTubers stop stealing thumbnail ideas and video ideas? Cough, Lanky Boss, Gaming with Kev, Rovi23, cough, all of you are millionaires, just hire someone to think of ideas for you. You guys are annoying, stop it. Lanky Blocks never gets called out for it, but a ton of their videos are just hijacked from other people. Here's just one example of many. It's annoying because they just use people for money, lol. So as you can see from that, Flamingo was obviously very mad or angry at these people, and they never even responded, never even gave them the time of day. Matter of fact, I know they saw it and they just scrolled past it on their timeline, so they really don't care at all. But it finally changed when Danny, otherwise known as Polar Cubs, or of course Flamingo's thumbnail maker, which is the person who keeps on getting ripped off over and over again, tweeted out this on Twitter. When will the theft ever end? And she posted a screenshot of this guy, who's actually a Spanish YouTuber, copying and just replacing Flamingo's character with his. Obviously, it looks exactly the same. Everything's pretty much exactly the same. Maybe there's some slight differences here and there, but pretty much it's the exact same thumbnail, just replacing the characters out. And of course, it's not like he copied a really old video, like from 8 months ago. Sure, that would be scummy, but it wouldn't be as bad. But he copied a video from only 4 days ago. This is how scummy this YouTuber is. He couldn't even copy like an older video. He had to do a newer one. I mean, at least if you copy Flamingo, at least make it less obvious. Like at this point, it's so obvious anybody could see it. And the only reason people aren't commenting it inside of the comment section is because it's in Spanish, it's not in English. Because I know if it was in English, a ton of people would notice it and obviously dislike the video. But I mean, like, this guy has millions of subscribers and he has to copy Flamingo. Like, you can't just hire someone to think of ideas for you and put them inside of the thumbnail. Flamingo actually responded to Danny calling this YouTuber out and obviously highlighting that he stole the thumbnails with Minecraft actually killed all of my animals when I was a young child too. And his grandparents used to bully my grandparents in high school. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but just know this guy is not a good person. It's so sad though, because the language barrier makes it so we can't really properly call him out because all his fans do not speak English or their native language is in English, so they're watching all their videos in Spanish. So it's just like so sad because we can't even do anything really about it. However, let's go and look at his point of view, his response to Flamingo and Danny whenever she called him out. Now, not only did he delete his response, but his response is also in Spanish. So I'm going to go ahead and read the summarized version by the RTC, and then I'm going to read the actual version because I don't really have the entire thing. So RTC says, news, Albert's thumbnail artist Polar Cubs has been responded to with a snarky response by Minecraft. It reads below, an English YouTuber is harassing me on Twitter because my thumbnail is inspired by his. It is not, and he accused me of stealing. People are angry. So we actually ended up deleting it, which is why it says this tweet is unavailable. However, I actually have the tweet because I screenshotted it before he deleted it. Also, I have the translated version, but I only have the first tweet translated, not the other ones. So let me go ahead and read it for you. An English YouTuber is harassing me on Twitter because my thumbnail is inspired by his. It's not, and he accused me of stealing, having 700,000 followers. Laughing, crying emoji. You have to be bored. If we don't have the same audience, go ahead, haters with American CPM, all to me. Why does he actually kind of sound like an evil superhero when he says that though? He's like, all you American CPM to me. Like, is this really only about money for him? That's so sad. And he hits us with the laughing, crying emoji, bruh. But yeah, he also says how Flamingo has 700,000 followers on Twitter and he only has 100,000. So he's quote unquote getting harassed, which I don't believe he is, obviously. really. If anything, the only thing that's harassing him is, of course, the Flamingo stands, maybe. But even that, I didn't really see much harassment going on. Maybe a couple insults thrown around or a couple of jokes, but really nothing really bad. Also, you probably shouldn't be stealing if you care so much about getting harassed, quote unquote. Because if you never stole this thumbnail and you just hired somebody to make your thumbnails, this would have never happened. But it's pretty obvious that this guy has no idea what the difference between copying or inspiration is, because obviously he said it wasn't copying or inspiration when it's mainly just copying and has nothing to do with inspiration, considering how it was literally the exact same. All that was replaced was the character. And Sona Poop Stuff, otherwise known as Sona Draw Stuff, said he really doesn't know the difference between inspired and plagiarism. Inspiration is when you take someone's idea and sprinkle some of it into your own work while still adding your own creativity, so it's yours. Plagiarism is taking someone's idea and not giving credit. But anyways, to most people it's pretty clear he isn't inspired and he's just copying all. Because it's obvious that he's copying it, because you can easily tell that there's little to no difference with these thumbnails. Tippers actually replied to his tweet while it was still there, and Tipper said, "Hello, I took inspiration from your thumbnails. I hope you don't mind. It is December after all." And you can see that basically he did the exact same thing he did with Flamingo. All he did was replace the character and of course replace the face. So it's obvious that Tippers was making fun of the dude. But Flamingo also posted another picture making fun of him, and it's basically just like an Instagram post saying, "Look at this thumbnail I just stole from Flamingo. I'm not smart enough to change it all. I hope nobody notices." And then you see the guy with the two thumbnails, one that he copied and Flamingo's thumbnail. And the saddest part throughout it all was that Flamingo was ratioing them every single time, which is basically you get more likes on your reply to their tweet than they got on their original tweet. Because it's obvious that nobody ever agrees with this guy because he's obviously wrong. And it's just sad how all these people can get away with this because they're inside of a different language and there's no fans to hold them accountable to it because they don't speak the same language as them. So people like this end up getting away with it. Even sometimes with English channels, they don't care at all and they just end up getting a whole bunch of dislikes and not caring, even though they know they're in the wrong. I don't even believe that this is this guy's first time copying Flamingo. I'm pretty sure he's done this many times in the past and will continue to do it in the future because of course he's not held accountable. But Flamingo can't really do anything about it, to be honest. And the reason I'm saying this is because I saw some people saying that Flamingo should copy strike him or send him a DMCA and say, "I'm going to sue you if you don't stop copying my thumbnails." But I highly doubt Flamingo would do that because at the end of the day, Flamingo's really nice and he probably wouldn't do that to someone. And also, I feel like he doesn't want to have to deal with like all the legal court fees, etc. And then the other person probably argue that it's fair use. And it's just like a really big thing that obviously Flamingo doesn't want to happen because it would probably cause even more damage. But at the end of the day, tell me your opinion down below. Do you guys think that he actually deserved to get called out? Or do you think it doesn't really matter since they have different audiences? Obviously, English and Spanish audiences don't mix that well considering how they're two different languages. And that guy isn't taking very many views away from Flamingo by copying his thumbnail. But also, do you think this will ever stop? Because obviously, Gaming with Kev, all these people are copying from Flamingo and Dennis. So will this ever end? Will they finally get their own thumbnail designers and people who think of ideas for them so they don't have to continuously copy from Flamingo? Follow me on Twitter for more updates like this instantly, and join my Discord down below because it's the best way to contact me if you want news also instantly. Also, make sure you guys go and like the video if you don't like people stealing from Flamingo and you think it's wrong. And of course, comment down below your opinion like I said before. Subscribe with notifications on for more videos just like these because I post every single day. And goodbye.